Picture this. It's 1973. My parents have finally scraped together enough money to build their dream little ranch house out in the country. They're excited. They're ready. They're envisioning cozy nights by the fireplace. And then reality shows up like a wrecking ball. Enter Bob, the builder. The guy who somehow thought he could juggle 10 jobs at once. Spoiler alert, he couldn't. He left his hapless crew to actually do the work while he ran around town like a caffeinated squirrel. And the house. Oh, it became a never-ending construction horror show. The more they built, the more they had to tear down. It was like watching a DIY disaster on fast forward. And I'm not talking about crooked trim or a slightly off shade of paint. No, this is next-level chaos. The architect forgot to erase a line on the blueprints, so the framers went ahead and built a wall straight through the bathtub. My mom got a helpful warning. Don't put anything heavy in the kitchen cabinets. Why? Because the cabinets were nailed into drywall with a few random roofing nails. Not studs. Drywall. The garage door opening, facing the living room instead of the driveway. That, my friends, was just the appetizer. When the bank's representative finally showed up for the final inspection, my parents met him in the front yard and said, in so many words, nope, not happening. The rep, understandably, got mad. After all, the bank had already thrown a small fortune at Bob. So he marches to the front door, pulls the doorknob, and the entire door, frame and all, falls on him. Boom. Just wedged in there. Not a nail in sight. The bank calls Bob. He finally shows up. Surprise. He's no better at building a house than his team of amateurs. My parents still refuse to sign. Meanwhile, my mom is running the household full-time in a crummy rental with 2 small kids, and my dad is juggling 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. And through it all, Bob and the bank. Absolute nightmares. Bullying my mom, lying to my dad, making what should have been the happiest time of their lives into a full-blown nightmare. My mom cries constantly. My dad sinks into depression. Then the threats start rolling in. Foreclosure from the bank. Lawsuits from Bob. My exhausted parents? Freaking out. They go to a lawyer, Tom, and spill the whole story. Plumbing disasters, electrical nightmares, tile mishaps. The works. Tom? Calm. Cool. Collected. But Dad? Dad can read a man's face. And he could tell from Tom's expression that things looked grim. Then, suddenly a smile. We're getting everyone together for a meeting tomorrow, Tom announces. Next day, the showdown. My parents, Tom, the bank rep, the bank's lawyer, Bob, and Bob's lawyer, all crammed into a room. Tom doesn't even let anyone open their mouths. My clients have decided they no longer want this house, he declares. Please remove it. Laughter erupts. Remove it? Are you kidding me? With a theatrical flourish, Tom slams a deed on the table. My clients own the land. They don't want the house. Remove it. Immediately. Bob's lawyer stares at the deed, then at Bob. You built a house on land you don't own? Bob nods sheepishly. The bank lawyer freaks out at the bank rep. You didn't finance the land? No, stammers the rep, red-faced. Tom leans back, calm as ever. Exactly. You're trespassing. Remove the house and restore the land. Now, Dad says he'll never forget the faces in that room. Total shock. Total disbelief. Sure, the bank could foreclose on a house that literally would not exist by the end of the week. Bob. He lost half of what he'd paid and had to demolish the house himself. The bank would probably demand their money back too. Could they have gone after my parents? Maybe. Foreclosure would have wrecked their credit, maybe cost them their down payment. But signing off on that house, that would have cost thousands to fix. The bank knew my parents didn't have that money. They were the ones who approved the loan. Suddenly, everyone's scrambling to make it right. The house is rebuilt according to the original plans, at no extra cost to my parents. Bob, not so lucky. My parents signed the mortgage. Bob finally gets the rest of his money and just about breaks even. The bank rep? Fired. And Tom? Lawyer extraordinaire. He walked out of that room with the kind of story that would make every lawyer at every bar, dinner party, and legal conference hang on his every word for the rest of his life.